and welcome inside another episode of the Sherwood Park Crusaders pregame show. My name is Zach Marks. Please be bringing you this one from inside the Randy Rosen Rink here in Sherwood Park, Alberta. We're just behind me. The Sherwood Park Crusaders are getting their morning skate underway as they get set to take on the Lloydminster Bobcats. Now, last time out, Sherwood Park fell to the Brooks Bandits in Brooks 5-0 in a game that was much closer than the final score indicated, down 2-0 heading into the third. Brooks would open it up in the final frame, but solid effort against the league's best team and one of the best the country has to offer for this Crusaders group, who saw a 4-game win streak come to an end last Saturday, and they'll look to bounce back with a division matchup here tonight. Now, that division matchup could prove to be a potential playoff preview as Sherwood Park sits 4th place in the North Division with a record of 27-17, 3-1, trailing the Bonnyville Pontiacs by just 3 points for 3rd place in the division. Sherwood Park also does have 2 games in hand on the Pontiacs. Bonnyville will be in action tonight in Drayton Valley, so a game to keep an eye on for Crusaders fans. Meanwhile, Lloydminster currently sits 7th place in the North Division, trying to track down the Grand Prairie Storm for 6th place. They come in with a record of 16-31, 1-1, as they hold an 8-point lead on the Drayton Valley Thunder, as the Thunder try and track down Lloydminster or Grand Prairie for the final playoff spot in the North Division. Should Sherwood Park be able to move into 3rd place and secure that spot heading into the postseason, and Lloydminster moves up, those two teams would face off in the first round. Right now, Lloydminster looking like they will take on the White Coat Wolverines in the first round. Sherwood Park, meanwhile, on a collision course with Fort McMurray, which will make the 3rd consecutive playoffs that Sherwood Park has taken on the Fort McMurray Oil Barons. Now, Sherwood Park, as I mentioned, a 4-game winning streak coming to an end. They'll look to start that off with a plentiful amount of home games leading into the end of this regular season. 10 of the last 12 right here at the Randy Rosen Rink. Their next 4, including today against the Lloydminster Bobcats, Friday night when the Calgary Canucks come to town, and Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday, when the Canmore Eagles are in town. Games every 2 days for Sherwood Park, and I'm sure that will have some lineup decisions being made by the coaching staff. Speaking of the coaching staff, let's head to the pregame interview with head coach Evan McFeeters on how he feels his team performed Saturday night in Brooks and what to expect out of tonight's matchup with the Lloydminster Bobcats. Joined now on the Crusaders pregame show by head coach Evan McFeeters. Evan, a 5-0 loss to the Brooks Bandits last time out, a game that I think was a lot closer than the scoreline indicated. How did you feel your team performed in that game?
First period, we played very well against them. It was tight checking. There were some chances back and forth. Both goaltenders made some good saves. Every time you go into that building, they want to jump on you early, and we were able to weather the storm in the first 2 or 3 shifts, and then we were able to push back, and we played pretty structured, kept them to the perimeter for the most part, and they were able to chip one late in the period there. We go into the intermission down 1, but there's still belief in our dressing room, and even in the second period, it was another tight checking period, and both teams were playing well. It was a good hockey game. 2 minutes left in that period, they were able to squeeze another one, and then we go into the home stretch of the hockey game, and they were able to pull away with another early one, and then it is what it is from there. I thought we played a pretty good game against Brooks, and they're number 1 ranked team in the country the last 10 years, and we went toe-to-toe with them for basically 45 minutes, and our goal is to make sure that next time we see those guys, hopefully in the playoffs here, is if we can go 60 with them, we know we can play with them.
Focus now shifts to Lloydminster Bobcats, a team you've seen already 4 times this year, and a potential playoff matchup. What's mentality going into this one?
Well, we have actually 3 games the next 5 nights here, and each opponent plays very different. This team that we're going to face tonight here, they're straight line speed. Their forwards like to get up the ice and extend the zone. They throw a little bit of chaos in their zone play by getting pucks in the middle of the ice and using a lot of slings and low to highs. So we have a plan against them tonight, but for us, like I always tell you, Zach, it's our internal process here, making sure we got all 4 lines contributing, making sure our defense have a good plan to get out of the zone here, especially on a lot of these puck retrievals that we're going to have to see tonight. Manzella's going to get another start. He's been playing really well for us here. So I think for us, whether we play them in the first round or not, we don't know what those matchups are going to look like. We can finish anywhere from 5th to 2nd place here. They can finish anywhere from 7th to 5th themselves. So it's a midweek game against a divisional opponent. You see a lot of these in the season here, and we're just happy we're on home ice here. We can make sure that we can play to our strengths, because home ice advantage is clearly evident in the playoffs. It's important.
5th matchup of the season against the Bobcats. You've split the first 4, 1 at home, 1 on the road. None of the games have finished with a closer margin than 2 goals. What's the mentality going into this one defensively?
get the puck out of our zone, force them to defend as much as possible, making sure we're good on our retrievals, we support the puck, we can isolate their forecheck and then move it out and gain some speed through the neutral zone and then create some offense that way. I think defensively we've had a good plan all year. We're just going to stick to our plan and making sure that we get that 60-minute performance. And for us right now, it's stringing together consistent games and not just consistent weeks. We want to make sure like each period we go out there with a 10-minute mentality, and each 10 minutes is focused and determined, and we got our emotional control. And if we could do that for the duration of the game, we'll put ourselves in a good position for 2 points.
10 of your last 12, the rest of the way, next 4 all on home ice. What's the mentality having home ice throughout the last back half season? What are the advantages?
Well, the advantages is the rest. We can get into our own beds at decent hours. We can eat meals at our homes. We can stay organized and that sort of thing. And just the routine base, I think that there's the advantage there. I think our road home splits have been pretty good this year. We'll have to make sure that we're on the positive end of a lot of games on home ice and then making sure we're defending home ice and making this a difficult place to play in come March.
All right, thanks for this, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Zach.
And that'll do it for another episode of the Sherwood Park Crusaders pregame show. Puck drop is 7 p.m. right here at the Randy Rosen Rink. You can get your tickets at tickets.sherwoodparkcrusaders.ca. If you can't make it out, I will have the call on Hockey TV. For all of us in the Crusaders organization, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you at Puck Drop.